So here we go, children. First question. What will be the kinetic energy of a body of mass 2 kg moving with a velocity of 0.1 meter per second? So let us first of all write the given data. What is given? Given that mass equals to 2 kg and velocity v equals to 0.1 meter per second. 0.1 meter per second. You are asked to find the value of kinetic energy. So what is the formula for kinetic energy? Half mv square. Hence, substituting all the values we have, m replaced with 2, v replaced with 0.1 whole square. So simplifying further, you are betting 2 gets cancelled and hence the value of kinetic energy equals to 0.1 into 0.1, or this can be written as 0.01 joules. Units of kinetic energy, any energy is joules. Therefore, the correct option is option 2, that is 0.01 joules. Got it? So moving ahead with the next question, that is second one. Two bodies of equal masses move with uniform velocities v and 3v respectively. So what are the velocities, children? V and 3v. Find the ratios of the kinetic energy. So first of all, consider the kinetic energy one. First kinetic energy formula is half mv1 square. Second kinetic energy is half m2v2 square. So two bodies of equal masses, given that the value of m1 is equals to m2. Let us suppose this as some m. Both are equal. If m1 is having a mass m, m2 also possesses the same mass m. Okay. With uniform velocities v and 3v. But v1 is given as v, whereas v2 is given as 3v. So equal masses means let us name that equal mass as some numbers, some m. Okay, that's it. So now replacing these, substituting all these values in the above equation, then how much it will be? K1 is equals to half, instead of m1 or m2, what I am taking is m. V1 square, V1 is taken as V. They have given V1 as V. So V square. And here it is half. M2 is also equals to M. V2, the value of V2 is 3V. So substituting instead of V2 as 3V whole square. Then this will become half M. 3V square is 3 square is 9 V square. So you are asked to find the ratios of the kinetic energies. This is equation 1 and this is equation 2. So you are asked to find the ratios. So let us divide equation 1 with equation 2. Then you can find the ratios of this kinetic energy. What is K1? Half mv square. What is K2? Half m9v square. So simplifying further, we will be getting half gets cancelled, m gets cancelled, v square also gets cancelled. Hence, you are left with nothing is there in numerator. So, 1 denominator we have 9. So, K1 is to K2 is found to be 1 is to 9. So, where is the option, children? So, third option must be true, that is 1 is to 9. Got it? So, moving ahead with the third question, children. A 1 kg mass has a kinetic energy of 1 joule when its velocity is. So, given condition, mass is given, kinetic energy was given, you are asked to find out the velocity. So, what is the formula for kinetic energy, children? Formula for kinetic energy, Ke is equals to half mv square. So, what is the value of kinetic energy they gave? Value of kinetic energy given as 1 joule equals to half, whose mass is also given as 1, and you are asked to find the value of velocity. So, bringing all the terms here, 2, half into 1 is half. Okay, so I'll write it 1 equals to half into 1 is half multiplied by v square. Bringing the 2 here, 2 is equals to v square. If v square equals to 2, then v must be equals to root 2. If v square equals to 2, v must be equals to root 2. What is the value of root 2, children? It's 1.414, and the units of speed or velocity is meter per second. So answer is 1.414 meter per second. But here only one decimal is there, so it can also be taken up to one decimal approximately. It can be taken as 1.4 meter per second. Hence option 3 must be true. So what is the correct one? 1.4 meter per second. So moving ahead with the next question, fourth one. If acceleration due to gravity is 10 meter per second square, what is given? The value of acceleration is given as 10 meter per second square. What will be the potential energy of a body? You are asked to find out the potential energy of the body of mass 1 kg kept at a height of 5 meters. My God. So mass is given as 1 kg and height is given as 5 meter. Acceleration due to gravity. I'm sorry. It's not acceleration. If acceleration due to gravity, so due to gravity indicated with the letter G. So G is given, M is given, H is also given. So what is the formula for potential energy, children? Formula for potential energy is mgh. So after substituting the value, M is replaced with 1, G is replaced with 10 and H is replaced with 5. Therefore, potential energy equals to 50 joules. So where is the answer? So fourth option must be true, that is 50 joules. So moving ahead with the next question, children, that is fifth one. An object of mass 1 kg has a potential energy of 1 joule relative to the ground. When it is at a height of, mass is given, potential energy is given, as well as, that's it, height is asked. So formula for potential energy you need to use. What is the formula for potential energy, children? mgh. And potential energy, how much they have given? 1 joule. So instead of potential energy, I should replace it with 1. Mass of the object is given as 1. Acceleration due to gravity G is taken as 10. And you are asked to find the height to which it is raised. So 1 into 10 you will be getting as 10 times of H. If you want the value of H, H is equals to 1 by 10. What is the value of 1 by 10 then? Therefore, the value of H is equals to 1 upon 10 is 0.1 measured in meters. Where is the answer? Option 1, that is 0.1 meter. Shall we move to the next question, children? Sixth one. A car is moving with a uniform velocity of 54 km per hour. That's a different unit. Options are all in SI system. Mass is also in SI system, but speed is given, velocity is given in kilometer per hour. So first of all, let us convert velocity, which is given as 54 kilometer per hour, into meter per second SI unit. So 54 times of 1 kilometer per hour equals to 5 by 18 meter per second. If you don't know that, just substitute. Kilometers in meter. How many meters make a kilometer? 1000 meters. So 1 kilometer can be written as 1000 meters. So 1000 meter upon hour. H indicates hour. In 1 hour, how many seconds are there? 60 minutes, and every minute has a 60 seconds. So 60 into 60. 60 into 60 seconds. So simplifying this, 0, 0, 0, 0 gets cancelled. So you are left with 10, 6, 6. This 2 goes 5 times, 2 goes 3 times. Therefore, this is equals to 54 times of 5 upon 3 into 6 is 18 meter per second. If you simplify further, 18 goes 3 times. Hence, the correct option is 5 3s 15 meter per second. So, how much velocity is that car is moving? The car moves with a velocity of 15 meter per second. The car moves with a velocity of 15 meter per second. Okay, mass is given as 40 kg. So you're asked to find the kinetic energy. So what is the formula for kinetic energy? Half mv square. Substituting the values, mass is 40 kg. Velocity just now we calculated as 15 whole square. So simplifying further, we get 2 goes 20 times. Hence, the value of kinetic energy equals to 20 times of 15 into 15. 20 times of 15 into 15, or 15 square is 225. 225 multiplied with 20 will be equals to 4500 joules. So what is the value of kinetic energy, children? The value of kinetic energy is found to be 4500 joules, and hence the first option is true. So moving ahead with the next one, that is 7th question. A body of mass 2 kg. How much is the mass given? 2 kg. Thrown vertically upwards with an initial velocity of 20 meter per second. So first of all, let us write the given data. Mass is given as 2 kg. Initial velocity means u is given as 20 meter per second. And if it is moving with the velocity, initial velocity, and how is it going, children? Thrown vertically upwards. When a body thrown vertically upwards, after reaching maximum height, highest point, velocity will vanish. So final velocity will be 0. So final velocity will be 0. So whenever its body is thrown upwards, so gradually its velocity decreases, and at highest points its velocity will be 0. So V will be 0 whenever it reaches the highest point. Initial velocity given, mass is given. What is the potential energy at the end of 2 seconds? Even the time is given as 2 seconds. Okay, so based on that, you have to find out the value of potential energy. Children, the formula for potential energy is mgh. Do you know the value of m? Yes, of course it is 2. Do you know the value of g? Yes, of course it is 10. Then what is the value of h? You have to find out the value of h. Children, here the surface of the earth, let us consider a body thrown upwards. Here it goes after traveling a distance of h height. Here initial velocity u is given as 20 meter per second, and as we know that when it reaches a highest point, final velocity will be 0. So based on that, using the kinematics equation, second equation, let us solve this. V square minus u square equals to 2as. Final velocity is 0. 0 square is also 0. If initial velocity u is 20, so 20 square must be equals to 2. The value of acceleration is acceleration due to gravity, and it is 10. Upward motion, let us consider it as minus 10. And displacement is taken as height h. So solving this, we have 0 square minus 20 square is 400 is equals to 2 into 10 minus 10 is minus 20h, or minus 400 is equals to minus 20h. Minus minus gets cancelled. So h is found to be 400 upon 20. This is equals to 20 meters. So how much height is it traveling, children? The height attained by the given body is 20 meters. Is that all clear, children? So body thrown upwards. Initial velocity 20. Final velocity 0. Obviously highest point 0. Distance traveled unknown. We have to find out which formula. Kinematics. Third equation you see, v square minus u square equals to 2as. Upward motion, acceleration is taken as minus g. So 0 square minus 20 square equals to 2. Instead of a, minus g minus 10 into h. Solving the above equation, the height attained by it is 20 meters. Therefore, potential energy can be calculated as M is 2, G is 10, height is 20. Hence, potential energy equals to 400 joules. Third option is true. So, what is the correct option, children? 400 joules. So, moving with the next question, eighth one. What will be the height through which a body of mass 0.5 kg should be lifted if the energy spent for doing so is 1 joule? So, you are asked to find out the height, mass is given, energy spent is 1 joule. So, energy possessed by the body by virtue of its height, means by virtue of its position, is potential energy. So, here you need to find out the potential energy. So, formula for potential energy is mgh. Okay. So, lifted up means potential energy. So, how much is the potential energy they gave? The energy spent here doing so is 1 joule. So, potential energy is given as 1 joule. Mass of the body M is given as 0.5 kg multiplied by value of G is given as 10, and you are asked to find out what height through which a body is taken. So, H you have to find out. So, 1 is equals to 0.5 multiplied by 10 is 5H. If 1 is equals to 5H, H is equals to 1 by 5. So, simplifying you get the value of H is 1 upon 5 will be getting as 0.2 meters. So, where is the correct option? Option 4 must be true, that is 0.2 meters. Okay, children? Clear? So, now let us move with the ninth question. So, what is the question here? It was given, what will be the velocity of a body of mass 100 grams? Given in CGS system, 100 grams. Having a kinetic energy of 20 joules. Kinetic energy is given, mass is also given, but mass is given in grams. But answer is in SI unit, meter per second. So, have to convert grams into SI units. SI units for mass is kgs. So, taking all the values under consideration, we have mass is given as 10 grams. To convert it into kgs, you have to divide this with 1000, then it will become kg. So, solving this, we have 1 upon 100 kg. So, here is your mass. And value of kinetic energy, they gave it as 20 joules. And you are asked to find out the velocity. What will be the velocity? So, taking the formula for kinetic energy, half mv square, as Ke is given as 20 joules, half mass is equals to 1 by 100 kg, velocity v square you have to find out. Okay, children. So, keeping this v square here and taking all the terms other side, you will be getting this 20. This 2 coming means multiplied by 2, 100 coming means multiplied by 100 will be the value of v square. So, 20 into 2 is 40, 40 into 2 is 4000. So, value of v square is found to be 4000. If v square equals to 4000, the value of v equals to root over 4000, and hence the correct option, the value for v is equals to root 4000 is 20 meter per second. So, with what velocity is the body is moving, children? It moves with a speed of 20 meter per second. Hence, option 1 is true. Any doubts? All okay, children? Okay. So, moving with the next one, 10th one. The kinetic energy of an object of mass m moving with a velocity of 5 meter per second is 25 joules. So, what is given? Kinetic energy itself is given as 25 joules. Let us rewrite the given data. Kinetic energy is 25 joule. Kinetic energy of a object of mass m moving with velocity 5 meter per second is 25 joules. Here in between velocity was also given 5 meter per second, but mass, some m mass, m unknown. What will be the kinetic energy when its velocity is increased to 3 times? This question is a bit different as compared to the previous one. So, mass of the body is always constant, children. Mass of the body is not changed. Okay. So, if a body of mass m moves with 5 meter per second, kinetic energy is found to be 25 joules. And the velocity increased by 3 times, this means multiplied by 3, 15 meter per second, then what would be the value of kinetic energy? So, actual formula for kinetic energy is, kinetic energy, whether you write Ke or K means the same, half mv square. Kinetic energy formula, what is the formula for kinetic energy? Half mv square. If I want the first kinetic energy K1, I'll write it as half m1 v1 square. Similarly, the second kinetic energy, half m2 v2 square. Initially, the kinetic energy, this was given and you are asked to find the second case. Okay. So, what is the value of K1, children? Half, mass is m, velocity is 5 square. So, K1 is equals to half m, 5 square is 25. Okay. Similarly, K2 also let us find out. Yes. What is the value of K2, children? Half. Mass of the body is same body, only velocity is changing. So, m2 is also equals to m. Mass is same, mass is constant, half is constant. Velocity v2. So, what is the new velocity? They gave that the new velocity is equals to 3 times. Increase it to 3 times of the old velocity. That is 3 times of 5, it's nothing but 15 meter per second. So, instead of V2, how much I need to substitute, children? 15 meter per second, whole square. So, V2 equals to 15 whole square. Simplifying, we get K2 is equals to half m, 15 square is 225. So, K1 is half m, 25, K2 is half m multiplied by 225. So, K1 is given and you are asked to find out K2. Let us keep this as equation 1 and this be equation 2. So, let us divide equation 2 with equation 1 and check what happens. Equation 2, first this is K2, LHS it is K2. Equation 1, LHS is K1. Equation 2, RHS is half m into 225. Equation 1, LHS is half m into 25. So, dividing these two, half m gets cancelled. So, here multiplying 25, 5 5s 25 and 45, 5 again goes 9 times. Okay. So, from this we can conclude that the value of K2 by K1 equals to 9 upon 1. K2 by K1 equals to 9 upon 1. But already the value of K1 is given. How much is the value of K1, children? Initial kinetic energy is 25 and initial speed is V1, 5 meter per second. Excuse. So, this implies K2 by K1 is 25 equals to 9 by 1, or cross multiplying K2 is equals to 25 times of 9, or K2 is found to be yes. So, how much is the value of K2, children? The value of K2 is found to be 225 joules. I hope it's clear. First of all, go with K1. K1 half mv square. Mass m, speed is 5 taken. Simplify, you will get is a half into m into 25. Similarly, next find out the second case, K2. K2 again half m v2 square, half m to v2 square. K2 unknown, half. Value of M2, same constant, no mass is changed. Velocity 3 times. Earlier it is 5 meter, now 3 times of 5 is 15. 15 square. 15 square is found to be 225. So you got two equations. So two equations out of which K1 is known and K2 is unknown. Okay. Dividing the both equations, second equation by first equation, because second value is unknown. So second by first, K2 by K1. Half m into 225 upon half m into 25. After simplification, you'll be getting it as 9 upon 1. But what was the value of K1? They already gave the value of K1, initial kinetic energy, as 25. So substitute. So K2 by 25 equals to 9 upon 1, or K2 is equals to 225 joules.